I'm sorry, I'm really on that cereal shit tonight, nigga. No! Alright. Alright, let's get this fucking video started. I gotta make my fucking bed before we start this video, though. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. Let me make my bed. Let me make my bed. Let me make my bed. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me put Tali to sleep. Tali, say good night. All right, you had a long day today. All right, y'all. Tali is sleeping. Don't bother his ass. See, hold on. Can y'all see him? He's sleeping right now. We ain't gonna bother him, though. Feel me? All right. Yeah. Well. All right.
Build a website you love with Wix. For your words, create.
Fake Betty falls in love with fake Simon, so she stops messing with the crown, and it kicks PB and Marcy out now that its defenses aren't lowered, and the crown is back to normal.
This episode was so strange. It was like the two immortal women hanging out with the immortal crazy man. Love to see it. Love to see it.
The great pop drink becomes the subject of a new mission. A new batch of Super Porp is delivered to a vending machine, and the main gang loves it, questioning how its operations can still be running since Marceline loved it as a kid. Susan Strong finds out for us, after one of Super Porp's drones steals a baby. The factory is underground and almost fully automated. Susan Strong puts an end to the...
Damn, uppercutted the damn shit out that nigga, Susan. Why you do that? God damn.
Reverse production, beating the mascot and head of the factory, Cheryl, to death, and altering its addictive taste.
Damn. Beat the shit out of Cheryl. Hey, what the hell? My bad, I was trying to type in soundboard. Because we gotta have the soundboard this stream, bro. I'm gonna be damned if we missed out on the soundboard. Ain't that right, Jay? Yes. Yes, I like that. I like the sound of that.
The worst. Jake and his brother Jermaine are telepathically connected in their dreams for zero reason. So while they both...
Yo, quick story time. Me and Jordan... I mean, not Jordan. Me and Vital High Waters had the exact same dream, like, with each other. And we remember it the same way. That shit was the craziest thing ever. It's possible to do cosplay in your dreams.
They are able to communicate. This inspires Finn and Jake to visit their mostly estranged brother, who is a slave to all of their father's antiquities. Jermaine's the only mature one here, but they teach him the best lesson of all. Actually, I don't remember what it was. But they burn the house down with Jermaine's permission and free him of his proverbial chains. The real purple catalyst comment is hurtled...
Yeah, because he was acting like a restricted fart. That episode, like, he was just tripping. Finn and Jake was on some chill shit, and they was just doing their thing. And this nigga Jermaine was just like, logical. I have to stay with the logical side of what's going on. You know, demons are at dad's and mom's house, and they're trying to destroy the house, and I ain't getting sleep. And I'm like, bro, if they want to destroy the house, get some sleep, nigga. You've been up 5 nights protecting this damn house from like demons and shit, and your mom and dad not even there no more, bro. They're gone. So Finn and Jake, the whole lesson really was just live your life and let go. You know what I'm saying? And when he did that, he became happier.
Toward Ooh. PB is extremely focused on it, leaving a weak spot as the despot. The illegitimate king of Ooh has been scamping around Candy Kingdom with his partner in crime, Toronto. They trick Sweet Pea, need I remind you, the innocent form of the embodiment of evil, into making money for them. But when they make him angry, his secret powers comes out, getting inside King of Ooh and Toronto's heads, showing them the pre-nothingness monsters and nearly driving them crazy with it. Sweet Pea's...
Oh my god. Why does the Lich has like a way of getting in 99% of the time? Like, this nigga always has a way in, bro. It's so creepy.
Oops, must have been the wind, and just bottles up his powers for another day. The King of Ooh begins challenging PB in a barely yet fully legal election. The Cosmic Owl suffers the same fate as Prismo, eternally lonely. His job is to watch over all dreams and when to make them prophetic and when to make them croak dreams. His horniness clouds his judgment and sees a schmexy bird lady in Finn's dream. He chases her...
Eternally lonely. That's so sad. Like, I wonder, like, why powerful people have to be alone. What's the lesson?
out other people's dreams, turning them prophetic when they shouldn't have been, along with neglecting his job of making other dreams prophetic, preventing certain things from coming true. He meets her in her own dream, but it's dull and icy, so he takes her to his cosmic apartment, where she wants to go inside PB's dream. When they enter, the ladybird destroys the Candy Kingdom, turning this prophetic. The cosmic owl takes the schmexy bird out of there and wakes her up, and this dream bird belonged to...
Oh, hell no. And you telling me this dream bird was...
other than Orgalord.
So, you telling me Orgalord was in this dream as a woman? I remember this shit, but it's just like, bro. Orgalord, you a grown-ass man acting like a girl in a dream. Grown-ass man, by the way. Your ass need 3 jobs. Not 1, not 2, 3. Bitch ass nigga. My God.
Best Gunter form. Not much later, Gunter has a little oopsie and gets a ravine put in his head, letting his Orgalord brain expel a little. Orgalord regains his consciousness and takes control over the feeble penguin body. He performs a ritual which communicates to citizens, presumably across the multiverse, that Orgalord is back, sending them into a panic. PB's plan to deter the comet is to knock it off course with a rocket ship, not paying any mind to any bogus campaigns, assuming her constituents that she made will vote for her. Well, PB is deposed, and the King of Ooh becomes princess. After Starchy totally legitimately announced the results with no foul play, this landslide was won thanks to lobbyists and a cult.
Which is crazy because this is her kingdom. Nigga, if it's my kingdom and you trying to run against me in my kingdom, I will blow this bitch up. Hold on. Call me a dictator, call me crazy. Bitch is my kingdom. Hold on, wait. Bitch is my kingdom. You really think y'all gonna run for president in my kingdom? I made all this shit myself. You telling me all my money went into all these homes around me? The whole foundation. And niggas not even from my kingdom want to come to my kingdom and say, I want to run for president, so I own the kingdom. Nigga, I will blow this whole bitch down before you even think you go sit on my throne.
Being Orgalord, under the alias Mr. X. He was King of Oo's campaign manager in hopes King of Oo's ineptitude will allow him to further his agenda. And the cult was the Veritas Brigade. They oppose anything Princess Bubblegum. The brigade was conceived by Starchy, known conspiracy theorist, and was much later joined by Tree Trunks when PB's colonization of space
Tree Trunks. Hey guys, can I tell y'all a secret about Tree Trunks? Hold on, wait. Let me tell y'all a secret about Tree Trunks. Hold on. Chat, if y'all can hear me, chat. Tree Trunks is a fucking whore.
A concern. PB created the space program to save Marceline from space. She was also the one that launched her, but she fixed that mistake. That's all that matters. She did that because Marcy kind of went bonkers nuts, going on like a demolition kick. So PB launched her into space to save Ooh, but then she has to go and get her. And while they're in space, Cinnamon Bun gets crazy powers and threatens all of Ooh. So their return.
Bro. Hold on. I gotta read this. Don't move, big beastie. I'ma kill you. This is way too Monday for a weekend. A man-made monster. Do you like my new friends? Oh, hi, Jake. Bro, this would have been a fire episode. I swear to God, bro, my phone only likes to fall on its face. And it's kind of hilarious. Like, every 5 seconds, my phone is falling on its face. It's not, like, honestly, I feel like my phone would be a clone if it didn't fall on his face. At this damn point. But nah, that's wild, bro. That's wild.
Is a little urgent, but has since been sending little candy seeds onto other planets to further extend her race. Tree Trunks' space kids are being harmed by PB impregnating planets with her little candy people. Tree Trunks shows PB the harm she has caused, eventually coming to an agreement where the Greys will willingly spread the candy people back on their abandoned planet, which will take decades to get back there. Starchy is able to escape the constant surveillance, and who knows what happened to him. But he was probably just cloned in the Candy Kingdom, leaving the first Starchy out there somewhere. Actually, probably not. He's probably eaten by, like...
I would say it's like having another producer.
I don't know why Starchy did this, but I'm happy he did, because he broke out the program and became his own nigga. That breakup that he had with that girl woke him up to the simulation. It woke him up to everything wrong with the world. So guys, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Starchy's gonna become Jesus now, y'all. He gonna lock in. He gonna become like Jesus.
That knows exactly what your song means. I know you guys have never used samples like this before. Have you guys?
A mole or something. Also, I called him the first Starchy. It's definitely not the first Starchy. PB and Pet Butt move to Uncle Gumbald's old shack and stay there quite a while. With no one to stop him, Orgalord completes PB's ship and launches into space. Except Finn and Jake board it, just in the nick of time. Orgolorg is attempting what he did long ago, consume the Catalyst Comet. Once in space, gravity no longer confines him to the Gunter body, regaining his form, and he blasts Finn and Jake out into space. He gives
Bro, Orgolorg is fucking wild. Look at this nigga.
them a beat boy, frees their soul, they get lost in his rock and roll, and Finn and Jake drift away from each other. Jake fulfills his
I know that was probably the scariest thing ever. Like, imagine you're out and you're fighting this big monster and you have on a spacesuit. They take you into space and you're with your homeboy. Y'all about to save the world and y'all are flying away from each other in space. Bro, y'all know anything can happen in space. Like, you could literally fly away for years and you would be conscious of it up until you run out of breath and shit. But it's scary nonetheless.
dream from long ago that he believed was his croak dream, but it actually wasn't. And Banana Man saved his life because he just happens to be out in space too. Finn is
Man,
rescued.
W Banana Man in the fucking chat, man. Let's fucking go. What a W Nard.
None other than his father and the Moth Thing. Together, they full speed ahead for Orgolorg in the middle of his tasty comet dinner. Finn jumps inside of his mouth, and his thorn hand shreds up Orgolorg, but it certainly doesn't kill the
Y'all see this shape? I always found this shape weird as hell as a kid. This is Adventure Time, bro. I don't know.
indestructible beast. It does break the comet, though. The comet speaks to Finn and Martin, I think telepathically, and offers Finn, a fellow Catalyst Comet, to transcend time with him, or remain mortal on Ooh. Finn picks the latter, but Martin wants to, even though it really wasn't offered to him. And the comet and Martin Mertens become non-corporeal and go away forever. Banana...
Which is confusing, but also not confusing at all. I just wonder, like, what it all entails to transcend time. Like, I wonder what adventures his dad is going on compared to Finn now.
and Jake rescue Finn and head back to Ooh. Orgolorg hitches a ride, decompressing back into Gunter upon re-entry, and now has reverted back to his completely harmless state. The King of Ooh really junks up the kingdom.
Orgolorg really the homie, bro. You know, he just a little weird sometimes.
This is Nettie, creating an outage in the kingdom, and of course, PB has to come to the rescue. Finn and Jake eventually get fired.
This episode was the episode that got me into Adventure Time. If it wasn't for this episode, I wouldn't even be a fan of Adventure Time. But after I watched this episode on, I think it was either Hulu. Yeah, I think it was on Hulu. I watched this episode. I was like, man, I gotta watch all of this shit now. Wait, actually, I'm lying. It wasn't on Hulu. It was somewhere else. But I watched all of Adventure Time after this episode.
The King of Oo's royal guard and join up with PB, Pet Butt, and Marceline out in the shack. Marceline is finally ready to become immortal, so PB procures a machine to get rid of her vampirism. She's still half demon, but she's lost all of her powers she obtained from the court, leading to her macabre, deathy coolness rekindling the lives of the vampire court. I'll sum this up real nice and easy for you. They kill all of the court besides the vampire king, and Marceline gets all of her powers back. Before they killed the Empress, she went to the Ice King and told him to submit, which certainly piqued his interest. Quote, "I like where this is going." Okay, Simon, is the crown making you say that, or what were you and Betty doing? The Vampire King...
Well, that nigga Ice King be horny. I understand, big brother.
Things to go differently this time. He willingly lets them extract his vampire-y ooey gooey goodness, and so...
Ooey gooey goodness! What the hell? What are you guys doing together?
purified. But his powers formed a vampire death cloud, which tries to destroy Ooh, and so Marcy kills it, becoming a vampire again, giving meaning to that one phrase, do no harm. We're exactly where we started, but they're a little less happy. Maybe. I don't know. At least the Vampire King...
I know Marceline was so mad, but I'm happy they made Marceline immortal again, because Princess Bubblegum really wouldn't have nobody to stay with. To be immortal with, really, if Marceline wasn't around.
Exists as a lion thing. The candy people coo it up, and Crunchy pushes the King of Ooh into his fire, melting him. Because he's Earwax. Earwax Man. He's an Earwax Man.
I didn't even remember this. I didn't know he died like this. I didn't know Crunchy killed him. What the hell?
He usurps her erstwhile position and is ready for the next miniseries. But first, we must Mo earn the death of Mo. B-Mo found his origins in the Mo Co. factory a few seasons back, where he met Mo, a gaunt, lily-livered dude being kept alive by his Mo machines.
Man, shout out Mo, man. That's my fucking god, bro.
Created an entire Mo civilization in his factory. But now he's kaput. Kick the bucket. He's dead. But his mind was uploaded into a little thumb drive. Amo returns to the factory right before his final days, and Mo entrusts Amo with blasting the thumb drive into space. But instead, the little malicious dude sticks Mo inside himself. That maybe could have sounded a little better. Amo can now pose as Mo as if he uploaded his mind. He also trash compacted all other Mo robots into one called All-Mo. So
I like the idea of Almo, but I also feel like it's really dark. Like, this piece of shit killed a whole civilization of fucking robots. This nigga is literally the devil.
Amo goes to the treehouse to have his brother Bimo killed, but with the help of Almo, they find out and they kill Amo. Kinda Amo did it himself on
Yes,
accident,
Lord.
But a positive of this is Bimo salvaged Mo's memory drive.
Get that nigga the fuck out of here, bro. Hey, I told y'all last 2 episodes, if that nigga Amo ever came to the block, I'm beating the fuck out, bro. He lucky Bimo took him out, cause I would have been on his ass. That nigga's a bitch, bro.
Incoming call from their favorite quasi-corporeal friend, Prismo. The existential threat that is the embodiment of evil, the Lich, is trying to kill everyone in the multiverse. Again. Whoa. You're probably thinking the Lich is this chunky baby boy.
Per usual. The Lich need to go damn. That nigga need to take a shower and stop bothering everybody.
And he doesn't even know he's the Lich. How does he want to destroy everything? That's not the Lich doing it. It's the other Lich. It's the Lich Jake thing from the Farmworld dimension. He has teamed up with Ice Finn and are going to open a portal with the Enchiridion. They have captured Bobby, this world's version of Billy. Finn and Jake are sent there by Prismo to kill them. But are you offing yourself if you kill an alternate version of yourself? Or is it murder? Either way, Finn commits neither. Lich Jake and Ice Finn do open the multiverse portal, but they cut off Lich Jake's hand, causing it to fall in their portal.
It's crazy Jake didn't fall in that portal. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been bad, bro. If Jake fell in this bitch.
Multiplying the hand, so now every dimension ever has a Lich hand in it, which actually isn't as consequential as you'd think. They kill the Lich with Prismo's made thing, and it becomes regular Jake. Finn secretly grabs the Farmworld Enchiridion, and back in the time room. Finn requests Prismo help Farmworld Finn, ridding him of the crown forever. So he Control-C, Control-V's that mofo back onto the Simon cadaver, hopefully exploding it when the mutagenic bomb blows. But that also doesn't happen. However, it does result in Farmworld Finn becoming a good boy. PB.
Yes. I like that ending. That made me happy.
It's a new candy person, Bun Bun, 4CB, who's probably a little lonely in the Fire Kingdom. Bun Bun ends up freeing the Flame King, and instead of cooing the coup that uncooed his coup when he attempted uncooing his original coup, he lives with chipmunks, with Bun Bun. He kinda just stops caring about the Flame Kingdom, but shows his support for his daughter in a rap battle she has to win against Rat Bear's son.
I thought this was very funny, but not realistic at all. Because I feel like it's just not, and it doesn't sound like Flame King. I feel like it would be more realistic if Flame King just left that Fire Kingdom and made a new one. Him liking chipmunks, I feel like that was just a goofy way to end his story.
Otherwise, she'll lose the kingdom to Toronto, King of Oo's now solo ex-partner. Finn moves on from FP, remaining an ally, but begins dating the Huntress Wizard in the forest. They're both in love, but instead of staying together, in the name of future good deeds, they split up so they can help people. Okay, Finn might be an incel. Remember Patient St. Pim, ice elemental that's been frozen for a long, long time? Well,
She really made Adventure Time fun again. I really liked her as a villain.
she emerges like Fry, 1,000 years in the future. She meets the Ice King.
Bro, she really turned this bitch up, bro.
and Jake, and everybody else. She hires Ice King to do what he does best and kidnap princesses. He brings in PB, FP, and Slime Princess. Each are the modern-day elementals. They are completely unaware of this, so Patience schools them on some elemental knowledge. FP has always had powers, and Slime Princess learns hers, but PB has trouble. Some time goes by, and Patience conceals herself in a powerful ice thing and unleashes icy hell on the Candy Kingdom. Not with the intent of causing damage, but forcing PB to unlock her elemental candy powers. She has visions from the previous candy elemental of Evergreen's time, Chatsberry, acting as a mentor. And now that PB has her
Bro, this episode, like, it was so cool what they did with this, like, this whole episode series, bro. I really like this. Like, they really put their fucking hands on this.
Patience's plan is one step closer. So the Finn sword, the sword made of an iteration of Finn, and that Finn exists in this little blue gem part. Original Finn and Finn sword Finn are able to communicate, but sword Finn usually stays quiet. Well, the Finn sword is stolen, and the grass sword reemerges from his body in its replacement. The grass sword skewers that blue gem, killing Finn sword Finn, but it doesn't actually do that. The curse of the grass sword, which is this little squid guy, teams up with Finn sword Finn. And since a version of himself just died, real life Finn's woes spiral again. He needs...
Which makes sense. You can't be normal after murking a nigga. Factual evidence. Factual evidence. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I gotta do something. I'm back. Oh, let's go.
Therapist. In his 18th depression, he goes to the Hall of Egress, and I'm only mentioning this because it's such a beloved episode. And I'm not gonna crap on it. It's like every other episode, it's good. But I
feel like this episode is like... It's how I feel about YouTube. Yeah.
sort of confused that it's regarded as one of the best episodes by the fandom. I've watched it a handful of times across the making of this video, trying to understand why. I
don't get mad. I don't get mad about anything anymore.
Battle after another.
What the hell?
I don't get it.
Yo, I don't know what that ad was, but I didn't care about it.
I am too stupid for this show. And so he accidentally desentients his son Nectar, and then resentients him. Technically Nectar did die, but he also didn't. Finn is wielding the root sword again, his second sword ever, that he got from the murder mystery birthday train Jake set up forever ago. His only sword that was not destroyed and rather just replaced, so he...
Hey!
Using it again. Finn, Jake, and Susan explore Dr. Gross's lab. She has continued to amass her perverted menagerie and now has a student, Tiffany. This is a shock to
My boy.
who witnessed him die. A while back, Finn had to go to the dentist, but was required to join some ant military service for free dental care. Finn, that's why insurance is important. A fellow cadet was Tiffany, who could only gum his food after his full edentialism following his consumption of the baker's shard. Tiffany gives up on killing Finn, and they reconcile. And shortly after, Tiffany's eaten by a worm. But surprise, he's alive and helps Dr.
Man, I'm so happy Tiffany survived, bro. Tiffany really, like my favorite op. That's who Tiffany is. Tiffany, my favorite op.
Attempts surgery on the three, but they're like, nah, we good. And boom booms the lab, killing Dr. Gross and Tiffany. Wait, no, not Tiffany. And maybe not Dr. Gross. Kinda depending on which continuity you look at. Not important yet, though. Because of this battle, Susan's chip is activated after years of inactivity, sending her on a rampage, killing Rattleballs.
Oh my god, this was such a crazy death. Very crazy.
He is rebuilt later, but her berserk causes the grass sword to reactivate and almost kills Susan. It rips Finn's arm off again and merges with the deactivated Finn sword, creating a grass Finn. This isn't really a copy, it's just Finn again, since it was a past iteration. But this new grass guy is a little corrupted by the squid. Finn, meet Fern.
Yeah. So it's like another version of my favorite op. But this nigga ain't my favorite op, he's just evil me.
Fern, meet Finn. Both go through some identity crises, both have their little depressions, but Fern reinvents himself through some individuality stuff. Now armless again, PB gives him a robo-arm she made when he originally lost his arm the first time. The human islands have detected Susan's head implant, so a ship is departed to retrieve her. They destroy it, but they use BMO to gank them.
Yo, Jake punched the fuck out that shit.
From it. Finn, Jake, Susan, and secretly BMO set sail for the islands. Finn entrusts Fern to be the protector of Ooh in his absence. The Guardian flips them every which way, each ending up in different spots. Finn and Jake wash up on an island with one human occupant.
That Guardian is powerful. Like, he don't really get talked about that much, but that nigga is tough.
Alva, a Swedish lady who escaped the main island a while back with some other humans, creating an artificial weather system. But Alva is the only one that remains. She cartographies them up a map, and they're on their way to Better Reality Island, where all humans are willingly enslaved to a VR game that BMO finds himself supreme ruler of. They try to free the Reddit.
BMO became God in that fucking reality, bro.
And Discord mod humans, but they just leave them to their vices. But they do sort of forcefully take back BMO. Next, they find Susan reminiscing on Hub Island, where Dr. Gross's disease forced everyone to leave. For some odd reason, Susan gets rid of her poo brain and speaks fluent American and remembers everything. They eventually make it to the Founder's Island, and Finn can finally meet his mother.
I like that. I like that Susan got her mind back. She not stupid.
Despite a little confusion with the Minerva bots. When Finn isn't the biggest fan of his authoritarian mother and threatens to leave, she threatens to wipe out the entire human race by uploading their minds like hers. Finn proves the outside world they're oh so afraid of can produce good people like him, which technically isn't the best argument since his being is the literal embodiment of good and would be good no matter the surroundings and environment. But ignoring that aspect, Ooh isn't super bad, so Minerva doesn't obliterate everyone. Susan reconciles with Frida when
I feel like Finn's mom became like an evil cyborg. Not even cyborg. She became AI. But she's like a sentient AI, so she's a lot scarier. She could do a lot more things to people if she wanted to.
unwillingly destroyed her boat. Minerva lets whoever they want leave, but no one chose to besides Frida. Finn, Jake, and BMO return to Ooh on the freighter Two Bread Tom originally arrived on in Marceline days. They all deactivate the Guardian, but Susan and Frida leave separately on their own adventures and is never seen again. Plotline fulfilled. After they left for the island, Patient St. Pim returns and hypnotizes PB, FP, and SP to bring her manifest destiny.
Like, bro, Patient St. Pim is a different beast, bro.
Fruition. She needs an immense magic source to complete whatever you would call it that she is doing. Betty the Magic Battery flies into the Ice Kingdom that day to see her past.
Why you say that? Betty the Magic Battery. What the fuck? But yeah, y'all gonna see why he said that though. Bro, they had the worst date ever in this episode. If y'all watch it, they had the worst date ever. I know what that's like, Ice King. You know, going out with a girl you thought it was gonna be a good night, and it ended up being a really bad night. I know what that's like, Dick.
Pumpkin schmuckums to give their relationship a fresh start after giving up on fixing him. Patience freezes Betty and uses her power for an elemental purification spell, separating all of Ooh into 4 elemental lands with 4 separate kingdoms, like it was in the ancient days of Evergreen. Welcome to Game of Adventure Time of Thrones. No, that doesn't work. Everything in each land becomes that element, even the people. For example, a candy fern and a candy tree trunks, and they all have fun names, like Nectar becomes Nectar. Each element has an...
This was the creepiest yet coolest idea they ever had.
So all beings in the candy quadrant...
Oh my god, this shit was so creepy.
Constantly elated. In the Fire Kingdom, it's rage. Ice Kingdom is sadness, and the Slime Kingdom is...
Oh, okay.
Brace
Ugh.
yourself and listen. Is intuition.
Ugh. Ugh.
Protect your family's dreams under our roof. American Family Insurance.
Partiers? Maybe? When they are converted, they lose their identities and just serve the element. The elementals only care about turning more things into their element. Ice King and...
This shit got so weird. And the only thing they could do was go to the clouds. They had to get high.
escape to the skies once Patience took over. On the freighter, Finn, Jake, and Beemo encounter the Nightmare Princess. She gives them a flask of nightmare juice in exchange for their bananas on board. That's important at the end of next season. It's like the longest Chekhov's gun they ever do. Finn, Jake, and Beemo return to see their world completely changed. The treehouse is candified. They find regular Sweet Pea out in the woods. Because he is the Lich, he's unaffected. They lose Beemo to the candy, but Ice King...
That's hilarious. So, being the Lich just kind of makes you just omnipotent to everything. Because you the ultimate evil. You the worst guy.
Finn and Jake. They go to the Ice Kingdom to rescue Betty. Patience admits to them that she regrets converting the world, but is too sad to do anything. Betty tries to procure some sort of solution and needs a spellbook, but not any spellbook, the supremest of spellbooks, the Enchiridion. So Finn gives her the one he ganked from the farm world. According to Betty, the elemental
Nice. Nice. Nice.
purification spell can be reversed if they retrieve the jewels from each crown in the remaining 3/4. In the Slime Kingdom, Jake is assimilated and absorbed into the Slime Princess Coalescence thingy-mabob, discorporating, and I'm pretty sure...
Bro, that shit hurt, bro. I really thought Jake died, bro. I swear to God, I thought Jake died. That shit hurt me, dude. That shit hurt me.
the third time he's died, and it's not his last. Finn gets Slime Princess's gem, but must continue his journey without Jake. Because she is an element herself, the anti-element, LSP cannot be converted, so she reluctantly helps Finn. In the Raging Flame Kingdom...
I love Princess. Well, my bad. I love Lumpy Space Princess. She's like the GOAT, bro. Oh, yeah, I just noticed. He made it out. Because he was in the Fire Kingdom when that shit happened.
Find Cinnamon Bun also unfazed because of his flame shield. He takes them to a dragonized flame princess. But Finn is turned into a flame person, leaving only LSP. All
Damn.
people just brawl and fight each other. It's utter chaos constantly. LSP tries to stop it, but only directs the anger towards the Candy Kingdom. Cool. Now they've gone to war. LSP unfires Finn with gum from the PB building, aka smelling salts, and he's Finn the human once more. In true fascist fashion, PB candifies all fire people with her candyfying song, and proliferates her
She literally turned the Fire Princess into a candy woman. Fucking wild.
forth into the other kingdoms. Consuming the Ice Kingdom, Patience refreezes herself for another millennium. Second time's the charm. Right? Isn't that what they say? Finn is able to get PB's and FP's gems, giving all three to Betty. She just nabs them and bounces, leaving them in the dust. She never intended on helping them. They forgot they're dealing with an actual deranged witch.
Yeah, Betty had me hot. But that's the curse to being mad. She was cursed with knowledge, so she's just way too fucking smart.
On going back in time to before Simon ever found the crown to cure him once and brawl. Ice King doesn't really even understand what she said, but stops her halfway through, and the half-cast spell sends her to Mars. They figure out that LSP's complaining and arrogance, coupled with the gems and Ice King's crown, reverts the magic, so her butt fuses with Ooh, turning everyone back to normal, but it undoes a little too much magic.
See, Lumpy's Space Princess, she was never supposed to be there, but her being there literally saved the fucking world. So I want y'all to think about the people y'all treat bad. You never know who they might be and what purpose they might serve.
Regrowing Sweet Pea's other horn, Jake becomes more like his father, well, other father, Warren Ampersand, turning big and blue, and growing 2.5 times the amount of eyes. And finally, and most consequentially, the Candy People prisons. Punchy, Manfred, and Crunchy are all relinquished, freeing Uncle Gumbald, Aunt Lolly, and...
Oh my god, this was the creepiest thing to happen. Like, they reverted everybody and made 3 villains.
Cousin Chicle. And boy, let me tell you, if I was stuck in a candy dude for a millennium, I would be mostly angry. I feel like a
Pissed
part of
off.
me might give up on revenge about halfway through, but these guys don't. They retreat to a ziggurat and begin their evil master plan. First, we have to deal with Jake's new body. These are the changes Joshua warned Jermaine about. It is through Jermaine that Jake learns to accept the new him. Even though nothing inside him has changed, his body is definitely different. The original was much more friendly to look at.
Look at this nigga Jake. Ugh, what is that?
But I'm glad he's happy either way. But I'm...
Co-producer is going to give you unique sounds that actually fits your track in seconds. Let me show you.
Get out of here.
I'd rather look at the yellow one. But through his self-acceptance, he becomes yellow again. Because that's what happens when you find inner peace, I guess. Kim Kil-wan contacts his father and uncle to investigate some weird happenings at his grandparents' investigations office. In the attic lives Clockbear, one of Dr. Gross's experiments. He was causing the time slips previously mentioned. This is when Finn and Jake sort of communicate with their parents. It's kind of like they're ghosts. Through this, Jake is able to witness his own nativity. Absolutely appalled at this bonkers revelation. Some explaining is needed, and just the person, well, thing shows up to explain. His father...
Oh my god. This nigga is a fucking blobbed out fuck. What the hell is that nigga? I don't know what that is, bro. Ugh, what is that? Hold on, y'all. What is this? What the hell is that? What about this one? Ugh. Oh, okay. What's this?
Time to go. I won't let you down, boss.
Alright. Thank you, man. Nah.
Stop the cap.
Alright. Let's just get back to the video. My bad.
A dying Warren Ampersand comes to Oog, and Jake goes back to Nara with him. Warren deceives his son like he did to all the others. He creates the entire city and everyone in it, blah blah. You know how all that works. So Warren begins sucking...
He low-key trying to skip so many details, but he is telling the whole story. Quick as fuck.
Jake's stretchy powers. Warren admits Jake is the only son he has ever felt bad for killing because he's just so much cooler than the rest. As Jake's all gaunt and dying, he's able to trick his father, suck his stretchiness back. Warren...
Jake is such a fucking genius, bro. His dad gotta remember, Jake been fighting evil villains on Earth for fucking years. Years. So if you think you was gonna get over on your son, you dumb as fuck.
Tries to get to Jake's children, but Jake throws him into a black hole, killing his father, and guess what I'm gonna say?
That's what he get, his dumb ass.
Patricide, baby. But now Jake's stuck on Nara. Finn doesn't think much of it, but over a month goes by and it starts raising a few flags. Really? A month? And then you get worried about Jake? Finn and Jermaine travel to Mars.
Well, you gotta think like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I trust my best friend Jordan, but it's like, if this nigga miss 20 phone calls, even 10, and his location is off, yeah, something's off, bro. Like, I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on.
help from Kingman. Betty is currently being castigated, forced to fill a hole with sand, grain by grain. Kingman helps them, but they must work with Betty to do things that does a thing that leads to some things. I don't know how to explain this. The intention was to help Betty move on from Simon, but it only emboldens her to cure him more. Irregardless, Jake is back. I don't know how to explain this. Who's our favorite embodiment of evil? Yes, you are. The Lich. He's back. Specifically, the Lich's hand that multiplied and ended up in every universe. Oo's version of the hand goes to the prior Lich, Sweet Pea, and tries to corrupt his mind to have the second coming of the Lich.
This nigga always doing something. Even as a hand, this nigga is a powerful demon.
The eighth coming, but I think you get the gist. Finn and Fern are out fishing, and Sweet Pea comes running like a bat out of hell, scared of the hand. Fern's at his nadir. He thinks he's useless, and just mucks everything up. Finn chases the hand to the Lich's well of power, while Fern's in charge of the big baby, making sure he wouldn't follow. The Lich hand almost kills Finn, but Sweet Pea saves the day after knocking Fern out cold, so he could help, and in one swift blow impales the hand, ridding Ooh of the Lich.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about, Sweet Pea. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Sweet Pea.
Ever. Was this murder or, you know, like, was it just an overzealous amputation? I don't know.
Shout out Sweet Pea, bro.
For that one. Being a
That's
crummy
my
failure,
dog.
living in Finn's shadow, Fern wants a way out. He figures kill the thing that makes the shade for him to be in the shadow. So he's gonna kill Finn. Fern learns he can fully change his appearance to regular Finn. I don't know why that's a possibility. So he tries to make it look like an act.
That's scary, though. That nigga turned into a reptilian on his
Locking
ass.
him in the ziggurat, gumballed ziggurat to be exact, very conveniently, Finn's robot arm has a saw blade among other things and frees himself. Finn's arm has a weed whip function and cuts right through Fern, thinking he killed him. Finn returns home.
This really should have killed Fern. Look at that. How did he come back from that?
Now at his nadir. So Finn doesn't feel like hanging out with Jake one day. And just the notion of that deemed it a broken oath. He is taken to Chronologius Rex in the Vanishing Point, partnered with Shoko, who is a time echo here. Finn is able to tell Jake and PB that he's about to be erased from time. So while Finn catches up with Billy in the Vanishing Point, Jake and
Billy! I'm sorry, y'all. Billy, my goat. Billy, my guy. Hold on, bro. I gotta call Jordan real quick. I gotta call Jordan just for this segment. Why y'all ain't tell me something was on my face, bruh? Damn. Fuck. We gotta make sure he answering shit. Damn. He didn't answer the phone, chat. Vital High Waters didn't answer the phone. Wait. What? What? Hold on. Her scars. Wait, it says Omen shows her scars after immediately slept with her best friend boyfriend. Oh. Damn, her face got cut the fuck up, man. Jesus Christ. That sucks. Alright.
B round up everyone they've ever encountered, even Donnie and President Porpoise. In the Fire Kingdom, BMO plugs himself into the last sleeping fire giant, as they were compatible due to their creator being Mo. They use the energy from the giant to power PB's time machine, and so Jake travels to the Vanishing Point for his bro. Chronologius Rex shows Finn 3 potential outcomes of his future: a great warrior of the Candy Kingdom, a teacher back on the human island, or captain of a spaceship, exploring...
That's so cool. Yo, Finn low-key has some cool, like, potential outcomes.
outer space. Jake gets there and proves he made the oath too, and if Finn is erased, it will subsequently break Jake's oath or something like that. So Chronologius Rex lets them go without letting them go on paper. Jumping back through time, Finn and Jake go through the past and future. They see Cuber, Gunther, Lemon Hope, who's been on his journey for 1,000 years at that point.
This would have been the coolest episode ever. Why didn't they make this? This is fire.
They see
You know what though? This could still be an episode. This could still be an episode. It's a potential episode because they could bring it back in HBO Max.
of Margles, Rainicorn Dog Wars, Glob versus Orgalorg, the construction of the Candy Kingdom, and PB and Marcy's blooming relationship. Marcy recognizes them despite not technically meeting them yet, and gives them a time amulet they said to give to them. They see Billy and Canyon, Patient St. Pim.
Billy! Y'all don't understand. Let's see, the dude in this video, Vital High Waters, and me, we understand, bro. If it wasn't for Billy, I wouldn't be who I am today, bro. Billy! He fought a bear. Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Y'all not getting it. Y'all not getting it. Hold on. Y'all gotta really lock the fuck in, bro. Hold on. Cause this is really the guy, bro. This is really the guy.
No tongue.
He's the greatest warrior ever. A hero of the bear. He slayed the people. Oh shit. He got to make me down. Billy. He saves the little nigga. He offers it on hell. Billy also. He fought a bear. Y'all gotta understand that, bro. Billy fought a bear, nigga. Do you know what that meant to me? As a kid? Who gonna fight a bear? Billy! Y'all don't get it. Y'all never understand.
They give her the idea of freezing herself, and they find Simon and Marcy traveling. They give young Marcy the time amulet, telling her to give it to them in the future. This creates a paradox for that amulet, but we're fine. And then they return to modern day, and it's a big ol' reunion. Gumball finds the remains of Fern.
That
and
is
reconstructs
so
him as
cool.
the
I love that adventure.
begins making candy subjects like his creator and sicks them on the Candy Kingdom. Finn hasn't been able to hurt anything after constantly seeing Fern every time he goes to kill something. So Gumbald's new creature attacks the Candy Kingdom, and Finn is impotent in battle. He steadfastly overcomes this with the help of Huntress Wizard, resuming their relationship, getting rid of his impotence.
If you want to build an app,
Guys, I want y'all to know this is a fake woman. Look at her teeth. You see how they're like fading? Look at her ears. You see how that earring kind of goes invisible? Look at her hair. See those hair follicles? These are AI generated. You can just tell they are. You know, they did a good job, somewhat. But you know it's AI based on the background. Like, what is that?
no idea how to code or where to start? Check out Base 44.
Shut up.
PB recognizes certain goblets from way back when and realizes they're missing Candy Kingdom residents, deciphering that her kin is back. Gumbald, Lolly, Cheekley, and Fern crash Finn's birthday party and give a warning to the kingdom. One
That is, yo, them coming back was one of the creepiest things ever. Fern was like this stern ritter, like, dude was buff as hell, came back as a whole different nigga, and then they were just totally different people.
they should heed. Gumbald and Cheekley plot out
You know, it doesn't make sense, though, that these two people are on his side, though, because he betrayed them, but something just wrong in my head, so forget what I just said.
of PSYOP for the Candy Kingdom residents. They get their hands on the Enchiridion and take the Ice King's crown. They flood Ooh, melting the Ice Kingdom and extinguishing the Fire Kingdom. The thought behind it is that PB is the only one capable of the technology of doing this, hoping that Candy people assume it's a failed experiment, but no one does, and it blows up in their face. Gumbald and gang...
Oh, wow. Hold on, y'all. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. Alright, I'll be back, y'all, for realsies. God damn it. God damn it.
Imprisoned in the Candy Kingdom, but Fern frees them, like, really easily. Finn and Jake pull the drain plug of Ooh, which somehow exists, and defloods it. Now this happened in a video game, and
What the
it's a little
fuck?
iffy if it actually occurred or not. If Gumball was captured, I think he would have been put in a more secure chamber than the one he was in, and definitely wouldn't have escaped that easily. So err on the side of caution with this side story. Either way, war preparations have begun, and Finn is swordless, and instead of pulling his root sword back out, Pet Butt manufactures a new one for him. But as
Man, shout out. Oh, fuck. Shout out Pet Butt and shit, man.
cherry on top, it needs a
That
little
nigga really putting on for the city.
dazzling. So Pet Butt summons good old Hunson Abadir, who willingly enchants it, christening it the Night Sword. He wants to see Marcy, so they let him like he's on.
Yo, that is, it's crazy. Like, Pet Butt has all the best connections. Like, That's the god of the underworld. He just enchanted his sword, bro.
And he becomes an audience member in her concert. He's extremely proud of his daughter, and Chikle uses this. This is an attempt to get at Marceline, and through the domino effect, to get PB. But they make it out mostly unbruised, but Hudson has to go back home. He can't stay for obvious soul-sucking reasons. Gumbald has created Gumbaldia.
Yo, Hudson Abadir, I ain't gonna lie. I wish he would have got his get back on them demons, because, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Hudson Abadir don't play that shit, nigga. If you think 3 demons finna jump this nigga, you're dead wrong. That is literally the strongest nigga in the underworld. That nigga don't play that shit. Man, that nigga would have. Oh, he would have crashed. He would have probably ate them. He would have ate their souls. They lucky. I mean, low key though, that's probably his karma, nigga. Real shit.
Own kingdom, which holds its own massive army. He creates a colossus called the Cake and assembles the Legion of Candy Kingdom haters. Tons of past enemies, including creepy heart guy Ricardio, the hitman Scorcher, Peacemaster, the guy that wanted to originally protect PB, Ash, and tons more I did not mention throughout this video. Ice King is there too, but he has no clue what he's doing ever. Finn and Jake sneak into
I'm low-key mad about this episode because none of them had any crucial roles. Like, they weren't real. Like, they were cool to, like, show, but they didn't do anything when the real fight went down. I low-key feel like the real fight could have went down a lot crazier than it did. I feel like, yeah, it could have just went a lot crazier than it did.
For peace talks. Gumball puts on a big front and falsely accepts a truce, and then splashing them with celebratory juice. This is Gumball's original creation, Dum Dum Juice, hoping it manages to get on PB upon their return. Some gets on Chikle and he hides before turning back into Crunchy. When they return,
oh my god, bro. They're so stupid.
Figures it out, but it touches Pet Butt, regressing him to a baby. This initiates the war. Many others beyond Finn and Jake have joined the effort. Marceline, Lady, LSP, both Flame Princess and Slime Princess, Huntress Wizard, Lemon Grab, and the Duke of Nuts, which is such an out of left field pull. He had a story in like season 1 where he steals pudding due to an alleged pudding deficiency.
Yo, shout out to Duke of Nuts. Hey, y'all heard what I said. Shout out to Duke of Nuts.
Since forgiven. Even the ancient psychic tandem War Elephant joins the effort. In the preceding night to the fight, Finn and Jake notice Kingman, Betty, and Maja the Sky Witch floating above the battlefield performing a seance. I'm sure this won't result in anything, right? Finn is able to get Princess Bubblegum and Gumball in the middle of the battlefield before anything happens. Jake smashes the flask of Nightmare Juice from the Nightmare Princess.
Yeah!
Finn, Jake, PB, Gumball, and Fern into one shared dream. Also paying off that Chekhov's gun.
That shit was so fucking cool too. Oh my god, this episode was so fire.
Gumball see each other's perspectives, and Finn and Fern work out their problems with each other, or technically with himself, I guess. Jake manages to connect everything, and they fight their demons, killing the grass curse. At the end of the dream, they unite on a beach together, and the Cosmic Owl swoops in real quick, making this prophetic. They wake up, and PB agrees on peace, and Gumball totally, definitely does as well, as he trips on Lolly, spilling his double-crossing Dum Dum Juice on himself, designated for PB. Now he's just punchy again. Aunt Lolly really does agree on peace, though. A portal opens up in the sky, and King Man is propelled out of it. And to quote legendary crooner Frank Sinatra, the best is...
They could have fought the villains and then, like, have the villains, like, you know, go through a crazy fight, and then he starts attacking both of them during their fights with his entities he's creating, and then some heroes and some villains get eaten by Gold. But when Gold eats you, that's it. You're dead forever. So that could have happened. And then, you know, obviously they beat Gold, but I'm saying, like, that would have been cooler. I think their fights could have been a lot more, like, they could have made the fights more drawn out. And then they could have given Gold speech. Like, I feel like the fact that Gold wasn't speaking at all, like, he's just like a dumb fucking god baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if Gold would have actually had dialogue and he was fucking with people, like, but he was talking to, that would have been fire.
Follows King Man. Betty's plan is to somehow control Golb's power to remove the crown's curse on Simon. Golb is able to reduce things to its essential form, making it so the crown's wish wasn't used yet. Now, the war happens. Golb turns Gumbald's warriors into one horrific freak, and
Oh
all
my
other soldiers
God, Gold was crazy.
abandoned and or are discharged from the fight, leaving only our main characters and the Gumball Guardians. Wait, no, one's dead, and the other one gets possessed by Golb.
Damn.
PB is killed, so Marceline goes berserk with her powers. PB didn't die, and they smooch, along with Lemon Grab and LSP, which, what?
This made no sense to me. But Lemon Grab is awakened now, so it's a bit different.
Kingman flies Finn and Ice King up to Betty, who's still attached to Maja, performing whatever kind of spell this is. Ice King is encouraged to talk her out of it, but I don't know how many times we've been through this. But does no one know Ice King cannot?
Artless AI voiceover
Ice King is no help at all. Is this nigga fake too?
allows you to turn your words into voices you never thought you had.
I don't know if he's real or not.
Physically remember her. This makes Betty angry, supercharging Maja, awakening her from her long coma, and then quickly overloading her body with magic, blowing her up, killing her, blasting Ice King and Betty inside.
Damn!
Man, I thought Maja's story would lead to...
Dude, Ice King and Betty should have just died right there. Because there's no way you went inside a Golb and... Bro, that's crazy.
Something just a tad cooler, but explosion. You win some, you lose some.
Yo, I gotta tell y'all a story about how this bee was stuck in webs and I cut the bee out of the webs.
To save Ice King, losing his robo-arm in the process. Inside Golb's boxy stomach, they are reduced to their essential forms. Ice King becomes Simon again, and Betty likewise becomes sane. The crown reverts as well, allowing for a new wish. But they're about to die, so Simon and Betty say their goodbyes. The horrific Golb-created creatures defeat most...
And then Finn dumbass got caught in there. That nigga had no business being in Golb's stomach.
guys, and furthers the destruction outside the Candy Kingdom, obliterating the treehouse and cracking BMO's screen. Jake curls up into the fetal position and BMO sings to him, which begins hurting the weird crazy monster. PB instructs all of Ooh to begin singing, making them vulnerable due to the harmonization. This rips a hole in Golb, allowing Finn and Simon to escape, but Betty stays to make a new wish on the Ice Crown. She tries to remove Golb from this dimension, but after the first few attempts fail, because wish magic doesn't work on Golb, her wish is to protect Simon at all costs. This fuses Betty with Golb, becoming Golbetti, and she...
And I just hated that so much. Like, all Betty had to do was get the fuck out of Golb and that, bro. But low-key, I just remembered if she would have did that, Golb would have killed everybody anyway.
Fully leaves Ooh. The crown pops out of the fleeting portal, and Gunther gets his flippers on it. He wishes to become the Ice King, just like Gunther did before him, making the Ice Crown again, and Gunther becomes the Ice Thing. Since the...
That's so stupid.
Killed the grass curse in the dream, which became prophetic. I guess, actually, technically a croak dream now. Fern begins to die. He Mr. Starks the way out of there, leaving behind his seed in Finn's hand. No, I'm not gonna make the joke. This is an emotional moment. The seed is planted into the new treehouse, bearing the Finn sword. Once again, the treehouse is made of Finn corpse, just as Shoko before. Things repeat themselves in Adventure Time. Following the battle, there is prosperity for everybody. The humans finally decide...
Everybody happy now. Let's go, dude.
...to move to Ooh, creating Upton, a floating city mostly resembling regular cities of yesteryear. PB takes a laissez-faire approach to ruling, leaving the kingdom mostly behind, and moves in with Marcy. The Ice Thing and Turtle Princess get married. I don't judge. Well, I do. Very much so. But not necessarily here. I just really wonder how that could work. Tiffany is apparently alive. Jiggler is a businessman. Maybe he's training under the zombie guys from season 1. We see Susan and Frida.
Dude, this is crazy. Like, oh, they did get shown again. They were just doing their thing. My little lesbians.
Very briefly, doing nothing important. And Lemon Hope is there too. LSP becomes ruler of Lumpy Space.
I forgot this, but that's fire. It's fire.
Becoming a true princess. Sweet Pea graduates. Aunt Lolly becomes ruler of Gumbaldia. I don't know if she's actually a princess, but...
Yeah, she helped out. He didn't mention that, but she was a part of the reason that she beat the other versions.
nonetheless. As for Gumball and Cheeklay, they remain alive as candy citizens, punchy
Yeah.
and crunchy, forever stuck once again in their candy body prison.
Oh yeah, he came back. Shout out that nigga.
But as for our heroes, Finn and Jake, what do they do going forward? Well, for Jake, he dies. Somewhere in the next 10 or so years following the battle. He ages much faster than Finn, so understandably, he dies first. Finn gets a tattoo across his chest, memorializing his dog brother. He grows up quite a lot, like physically. Holy my god, he becomes massive. He doesn't age too gracefully, though. He looks like he could be 40, pushing 50 at 29. Finally...
He's right about that. But Finn was a goat. He got his girlfriend, and he just started living his life after Jake died, though.
Simon, he's had a sad life since Betty's kind of death. He also misses being the Ice King, wearing the blue moo-moo around sometimes. With all of his ice magic gone, Fiona and Cake's dimension in his head has also lost a lot of its magic, turning it into a real human world. I question if this would cause...
Which is actually one of the coolest things to happen. Like I said, the Fiona and Betty HBO series is really good.
Ricardio to die from the loss of magic as well, even though he hadn't been connected to him for a while. Ricardio was produced through his magic. Yeah, probably not. He's been independent from the Ice King. Molto Larvo has been reawakened in the Glass Kingdom by a child named Glass Boy. He journeys to get Marceline to force it back into its cave. On his way, he bumps into Choose Goose.
Shout out Choose
Ricardio
Goose!
a legal moisturizer en route to Wizard City. Glass Boy finds Marcy, and with PB tagging along, the three go back to the Glass Kingdom to assist See-Through Princess and her kingdom. Mirroring their situation from many, many, many years ago, PB and Marceline begin to strain their relationship, mostly over control issues or whatever it is now. Marceline goes to the bunker her mother sent her to shortly before she died to now find new lyric material. Inside, she finds a recorded message from her mother from a millennium ago. The fire spawns of Molto Larvo destroy the Abadir Axe. Why would they do?
And that's the thing what I was going to say about Marceline. You're immortal now. You should know how to astral project and go talk to your mama without having to, you know, always deal with the physical. But she is a vampire. So, and she is a cartoon character, so she probably don't even know what astral projecting is.
Marceline heads back with a new frame of mind, but the glass people do some twisty-turny of some knobs on PB's machine, collapsing the cave on the beast, PB, and Marceline. Marceline sings one last love song to PB, which subsequently kills Molto Larvo, freeing a trapped innocent thing that was corrupted.
What the fuck is that?
Molto Larvo. See-Through Princess frees all of them from the cave, getting cracked in doing so, and turns out her whole advisory council is cracked, and they all hide it. Dude, being glass must suck. But
It
here
definitely
for the rescue
does.
that is now useless is Finn, Simon, Bronwyn, and Banana Guards, but they're late. Choose Goose makes it to Wizard City, delivering his badge to Bufo. Bufo has since become a teacher at Wizards after giving
That nigga's still alive? What the fuck? How is he still alive?
dark magic, but he actually didn't. He's a part of the secret cult of Kokentepe, along with most of the other teachers at the school, worshipping that all-powerful pre-nothingness monster. Choose Goose drinks some water from the fountain and blows up and kinda dies, proving
Oh my god.
Wizards now has worse water than Flint, Michigan. The water supply has been tainted by Kokentepe's heart, specifically the ichor spilling from it. Bufo informs his fellow cultists that he has found Kokentepe's tomb. Now they need someone powerful enough to harness Kokentepe's ichor and resurrect Kokentepe, kinda sorta. It's not really much of a resurrection, but bottom line, they want to release the same powerful force into the world and cause what they call the Second Age of Terror. That one...
Yeah. And you know what happens when that happens? The worst. Everybody gonna get swallowed by dick. Is that what you want to happen? I don't think so.
that the Matthew Coalescence was sort of like waiting on. Well, wonderful. Their ultra-powerful new student, a Peppermint child, has just walked in the front door. Peppermint Butler, now a child again because of the dum-dum juice, is being haunted by a curse. A curse his older self put on him. Old Pep-Butt is guiding and demanding young Pep-Butt to restore himself as a dark wizard. As a dark wizard adult, Pep-Butt was banned from Wizard City for being that very thing, a dark wizard. So now child Pep-Butt claims to be the nephew of Peppermint Butler. Pep-Butt is sorted into his wizarding house and gets the Hufflepuff equivalent being the Skinks. His
Skinks? The fuck is a Skinks? Bitch ass nigga? Fuck is a Skinks? I don't even know what that is. Fuck. Talking about a Skinks. The fuck is a Skinks? Bitch ass nigga.
May is Kadebra, the niece of Abracadaniel, who's only a janitor in Wizards. Also, Kadebra and Abracadaniel.
How is he still alive? How?
On evolutions. Kadebra doesn't care about real magic, but she loves prestidigitation. Why did I use such crazy words?
What the fuck is
That's
that word?
Conventional magic like card tricks. They go through many classes taught by many of the characters from past episodes that I never really mentioned.
Oh yeah, I remember him. He was in one of those episodes. He low key saved. He didn't do nothing.
However, life-giving mages.
Yeah, he was able to bring things alive with his fingers.
One worth mentioning now. So this happened a while ago, but Ice King freed the life-giving mages from his dungeon, hoping to bring Fiona and Cake to life. Life-giving mages subsequently gave life to Finn's hat, who would later rampage through the Candy Kingdom. Finn's hat became known as Little Dude and went on to live with the mages. Ice King befriends life-giving mages, and along with Abracadaniel, a guy named Ron James, who is a potions master. Ron James is also probably the name of some local post office worker, or maybe one of you guys watching is Ron James. Also,
Sounds like LeBron James.
maybe there's one of you guys watching that is named Ron James that also works at the post office. The water nymphs who live in the pond outside Finn and Jake's treehouse, and along with a few others, formed a secret society together. Doesn't really amount to anything, but these characters were kind of cool. And now they're all basically in Wizard City. Little Dude is also in
They're in the easy gang. Yeah. Players Club.
City, but the assistant to another teacher there. The cult first picks out Spader, one of the cool, powerful kids. They pick him to be the vessel for Coke and Teppy, but he dies because he wasn't powerful enough. Pet Butt looking
Damn, what the fuck?
Bufo and finds him dead as well. No, not really. Just the frog body was all dilapidated and flattened like a balloon.
That's fucking scary.
Poles that is really Bufo are in hiding. Peppa is caught with evidence gleaned from a scrapbook that he is the Dark Wizard Peppermint Butler, and it looks like he's committed 2 murders on campus. Dr. Caledonius, a charming teacher that gains the trust of Pep, is actually the leader of the cult and takes him to the tomb. The cult reveals themselves to the new eminent vessel. Kadebra's there too, captured by the cult. Pep drinks the ichor and becomes insanely powerful, but power he's unable to really control. He becomes Peppermint Teppy, and he kills the entire cult and frees Kadebra. But he is about to...
Well, that isn't good. That nigga killed the entire cult. God damn it.
She somehow snaps Pep out of it, and he's able to regulate the immense power, returning to his regular form. I mean, I'll let it slide because everything else was pretty fun about this special, but like...
Yeah, but it made 0 sense. I get it.
I don't think Kadebra could really...
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
For real? I didn't know that.
Pre-nothingness.
Get the hell out of my fucking stream, you fucking piece of fuck. You goddamn ruining my dick. You all up on dick.
But whatever. Pep's record is expunged and can remain a student, denying a rank upgrade to stay with Kadebra. Choose Goose crawls his way to Coke and Teppy's tomb and gets the carnival bag of Bufo tadpoles, professing to do some dark things with them. What, like putting them in a microwave or something? Simon lives in Upton.
Yo, why did I forget all this stuff?
But in an exhibit as the 20th century man. The tragedy of Simon continues. Finally free of the crown, but no one to live life with. No true friends, just an ordinary man living in a not very ordinary world. He's turned into somewhat of a celebrity in Ooh, as his Fiona and Cake literature became a bestseller. But he has strong contempt for the work as it was Ice King's work, not his. So he's scornful towards it and all of his fans, which includes Astrid, a little girl who
That nigga,
responds
she
autograph.
threw the
He's
damn, bro. Why would you throw the fucking book in the garbage, bro? She gave it to you, you bitch ass nigga.
Inspirational to her, she starts drawing her own characters. They go on adventures. Casper and Nova. He's tried to bring Betty back with Prismo, but Wish Magic is useless on Golb and his shenanigans. His only real friend left is Finn, and Finn tries to cheer him up, but again, it's no use. So what is the cure for all of his sadness? Naturally, he begins performing demon rituals. He uses a decrepit, evil Choose Goose to power his magical ritual to summon Golb. It doesn't work, but he opens up a portal in the back of his head, and out pops a cat. Okay, whoa. Back up.
Yep. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it. Y'all know who coming. Y'all know who this is. I know who this is.
The Ice King became Simon again. Fiona and Cake's world lost all magic, turning them into modern everyday humans, and Cake into a regular cat. Prince Gumball becomes Gary Prince. Marshall Lee is half human and half human, no longer half human, half demon.
Yeah.
Space Prince is Ellis P, just a fat dude. So on and so forth. They have no memory of their past world, and as far as they're concerned, this is all there ever was. So when Simon opened the portal, an ice cream cart became the other side of the portal, and a feverish Cake jumped in to cool down, bringing her to Ooh. When she first gets there, she meets a squirrel who encountered Finn long ago. In their world, Fiona begins looking for her cat that just disappeared out of thin air, so she looks around until she found a different portal herself when Simon tried to summon Golb once more. Because of Cake entering Ooh, Scarab, the cosmic auditor, gets notified of a crossover. Prismo quickly zaps Fiona, Cake, and Simon to the time room.
What the fuck? This nigga teleporting niggas into the time room. This shit is getting wild.
Fiona and Cake, turning them into their magic versions, and explains he's their creator. Scarab comes a-knockin', so using Prismo's interdimensional remote, the three escape to another dimension, and now Prismo is forced to face Scarab. He is broken down into a little cube, and now is useless. Scarab takes over the time room, using its surveillance to catch the outlaws. The trio travel to the farm world dimension. Simon makes the unfortunate realization that the only way to restore Fiona and Cake's world is to re-become Ice King, which would cause Betty to die in vain. Only sorta, she did save Ooh, but the part about saving Simon, yeah, that'd be in vain. Either way, they explore the farm world for its crown. They meet Farm World Finn, who was once Ice Finn.
Farm World Finn? Oh my god. I really hope I remember this because I watched this
Has a
episode.
whole family. He has 5 kids, 2 are named Jay and Bonnie, sharing the name with...
Yeah, I remember this.
Jay has fallen in love with little Destiny, daughter to Destiny of the Destiny Gang. He found one of the crown's gem in a crater and gives it to her, causing her to become sick, unknowing of the effects. The crater he found it in was caused from the mutagenic bomb once Prismo re-edited the timeline to put it on Simon's corpse. They get the gem and use it to program the remote to locate dimensions with crowns. So as Scarab gets there, they yee out. Scarab also maybe killed Farm World Finn. It's not confirmed,
Oh
but
my
that looked
God.
like more than a flesh wound. They land in an Ooh where Ice King and PB's roles are reversed. It's the Winter King in this world, and he immensely helps them. He freezes Scarab in his ice utopia, but is captured by the Candy Queen, along with Simon. Upon rescue, Fiona, for some reason, deprives his crown of the magic, disintegrating the Winter King, removing the curse he malevolently put on the Candy Queen, turning her back into PB, and reverting her awful mutant candy people. The Winter King is...
What the fuck is... Bro, this is insane, bro.
And the Ice King. Ice King couldn't help it, but the Winter
It's funny how, like, your brain can watch something and then, like, forget how it looks. Like, forget how... everything that happened. You know what I'm saying?
King deliberately cursed PB, passing off the crown's madness onto her. The lack of heart could be attributed to the Winter King Simon to not having a Marceline in his current life, resorting to a mere ice Marceline. I think he still went through the apocalypse with her, so I don't know why she's not there now, but... I blame him. Removing the ice
That's
powers
wild.
of the world thaws Scarab, so the trio is on the move. They end up in a baby dimension where everyone's an infant, accidentally baby napping infant. Do you get it? See, if you don't get it, it's because...
Infant!
Which means a baby, and Finn's name
Infant.
is Finn.
Infant.
So you could replace the Finn...
You should have said
with
infant.
Finn? See, I just wanted to make sure you
Infant.
got it. Okay, good.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Next dimension is ruled by the Vampire King. Yay, he's back. Simon was killed by vampires in this world, never becoming the Ice King, so the Vampire King has the crown. With its power, he covered the sky in clouds, proliferating the vampire species, allowing them to thrive without the sun present. He also adopted Marceline because Simon wasn't there to do that. So her name is the Star. A small resistance exists, led by PB, the Star's nemesis, a pet butt tank, Martin Mertens, who's benevolent in this universe. He never had Finn in this dimension, which is a correlation, not causation. And finally, a human huntress wizard. Fiona, Cake, Simon, and Baby Finn join their cause. Things do not go well here. The Star kills Martin. Vampire King kills Huntress, not wizard. PB and the Star kill each other, ironically holding each other as they fall, and using their last dimension jump...
Wild.
chaotically leaving Baby Finn in the pep tank. Poor baby. This was their last jump, so it better count. So how about a completely desolate and dead world? Take it or leave it. That's all I got. Like Farm World, they travel to the Lich's alternate wish dimension, where he wished for all of life to die. And now the remote's broken, so they're stuck.
Dude, this episode was so creepy.
And is BMO, who offers as much help as he can give, and sometimes mentioning his friend Jerry. They try to use BMO to repair the remote, but BMO dies. This world is so bad, the most fun-loving robot dies. This world is so bad, the embodiment of evil is depressed. They find a decay, ignoring everything else. But he doesn't listen, so he travels to the dead world just as Simon's about to become the Ice King once again. Gold Betty, with all her might and power, teleports Simon, Scarab, and the Lich to her dimension. The Lich begs and pleads with Gold Betty.
Crazy.
Like, yeah, so I did what I wanted, but then it wasn't fun. So she's like, oh yeah? You're a cube now. deal with it. And the Lich is dead, I think. Maybe, perhaps, surely.
Turn that nigga to a
discombobulates
block.
Scarab into a bunch of little beetles, and she removes Simon's mind from his body and puts it into another body. The small scarab bugs are able to crawl into Simon's head, entering the Fiona and Cake world to finish the job. So now Fiona and Cake are back in their world, they're magical, and the world isn't. They're expecting any minute now Simon will don the crown again. Gary and Marshall are now dating after this big thing with Marshall's mother, Hannah Avadir,
What the fuck is happening?
and admitting she's not a great person. It's just Marceline's story reversed. Fiona and Cake explain everything that's going on to Gary and Marshall, and reasonably, when you're told
What the fuck is this?
your entire world is in someone's head, you think they're nuts. But they believe her. Also because Cake, is speaking. And eventually they all work together to fight the Scarab bugs coming through. The bugs are able to amalgamate back into Scarab, and he begins ripping their world apart, literally. Simon's mind gets transferred to a little guy named Shermie, who won't be born for roughly 1,000 years from this point. Simon is returned back to his body, and after some introspection and reading a book called Casper and Nova, he coughs up Fiona's world in dandelion form. Through the head portal, Simon gives Fiona her own world, her tangible world, which I think might be a paradox, not sure. It's like that.
That's actually fire.
If you know, you know, I'm not explaining that. Fiona uses the dandelion to wish for her world to be real, making it canon and part of the multiverse. And now they aren't together, so Scarab's job goes kaput. However, this didn't return her world to the magical one it once was, and she did that intentionally to not erase the current lives of everyone, like Gary and Marshall's relationship. Even though the way their world works probably still would have ended up together because PB and Marcy always do across the multiverse.
Which is fucking beautiful. I love that for you. I love that for you.
think, maybe.
Not them, though. I'm talking about PB and Bubblegum. Shout out my gay niggas, though.
Scarab still
But
doesn't
that's not what I'm used to.
stop, so Prismo, broken free of his cube, sends in everyone from the other dimensions they've met along the way. Baby Finn and Pep.
Hey, baby Finn!
Jay and Little Destiny, all of them to defeat Scarab. And then Prismo doesn't return them to their rightful places. Maybe that's good for Baby Finn and Pep Tank in the vampire dimension, even though Baby Finn shouldn't have been there anyway. But the squirrel from Ooh will now be out of a job. He made his living selling weird fruit, and now there's no more weird fruit in a regular Fiona town, so now he's just gonna be roadkill in like a week. These guys just get to stay here, I guess, along with Cake's magic powers and Fiona's not magic powers. Prismo saves Scarab's life after everything he did, and he becomes a janitor for the time room. So now he's doomed to a two-dimensional hell. But the way Prismo
Yeah, that's what you get, stupid ass piece of shit.
works, it sort of implies Scarab is a dream, if that's how the two-dimensional characters work in Ooh. Not really sure. Everything's hunky-dory and they get a nice ending. Simon is teleported back to Ooh after finally realizing that Betty made sacrifices their entire relationship and Simon never really had to. And she made the ultimate sacrifice. So shut up and like it and be happy. That's what I got from.
Damn, that's real. I love that.
Remember how death and life had a bit of a thing going on? Bow chicka wow style? He gave her a bit more life, and they had a son. I would love an Adventure Time anatomy book because death was a skeleton, and skeletons don't have. They have a kid. No name, but they have a kid. He's an angsty punk kid. He likes to visit Hot Topic once in a while. He meets a friend, maybe in Hot Topic, the voice of a hand. I don't know how you meet something that's not corporeal, but it's the voice of a yellow.
And these two meeting was the worst thing that could happen.
Belonging to the embodiment of evil, the Lich. Back at it again. And I don't know how many times this is, but it's a lot. But it's honestly not even repetitive. They set him up as a villain that doesn't care about anything but killing. So I mean, it's fair, I guess. He cons his way to being this kid's friend. Death doesn't like this new friend, trying to distance them, but instead, the son kills Death.
Damn.
I can't think of a certain word. Oh yeah, patricide, baby. Death died while living in the place where souls go. So that all checks out. I mean, that makes the most sense of anything. Death becomes a tree, and his son becomes New Death, inheriting all of the death responsibilities, and thus begins his awful dictator reign. So flash forward a long time. Finn is a really old man. Jake's been dead for decades.
This episode was so fucking fire.
And basically
oh my god, I like this episode so much.
And those others that literally don't die. He's had a long, fulfilling life, adventuring up until his death. We don't know what really happened in 80% or more of his life besides training Bronwyn and TV, and really that's it. Finn finally passes and goes to the
This the bro. This guy the bro.
The dead again, around the exact time as Donnie the Jerk did, as they enter the land of the dead, basically together. Okay, so back up to when Jake was alive. When imitating James Baxter, Finn and Jake made a clap signal that if they die separately, they will clap a certain rhythm to recognize each other in the land of the dead. Actually, wait, hang on. I didn't touch on the illustrious, good-natured horse, James Baxter.
James Baxter! Yo, if I fuck with this guy. He just used to, like, roll around on a balloon and just be the best guy ever.
He's a horse that rolls around ooh on a beach ball, making everyone happy. F and J tried to be like him once, doing goofy stuff to make people laugh. Later on, his ball breaks and the boys help him. But instead of getting a new ball, he goes out into the world to do something else. That's about it. Anyway, upon
He's a great guy.
his arrival in the land,
He's like right next to Billy. Billy will always be the best guy, but he's like right next to him.
dead, Mr. Fox, who's like a death escort, is supposed to give him a tutorial of the afterlife. Mr. Fox, another character rarely appearing throughout Ooh, but was occasionally the focal point of an episode or two. He's like the chillest fox out there. He also tried to eat Jake one time, but every other time he was chill. He also fell in love with a duck named Bubafina. That was a whole thing as well. She's also dead and is a boat now. Instead of going to his dead world, Finn wants to meet New
Why?
to be reunited with Jake. New Death isn't really accepting calls though, but Finn pushes his way through until reuniting with Tiffany, now an angel, having the duty of being Death's goons. Tiffany reveals Jake is in the 50th Dead World. It is Nirvana, the most harmonic and enlightened of the Dead Worlds, and New Death covets it, unable to reach it, which I don't know why he should have like access to everything, but whatever. They allow Finn to begin his journey.
Nirvana, that's fire. And that makes sense that why Jake would end up there.
To follow him, destroying the Dead Worlds as they go, because he's being influenced by the Lich, the guy that wants everything to die. He wants to kill dead people. Okay, we're getting a little far-fetched there, bud. If alive people go to a dead world when they die, then dead people must go to another dead world. Right? It would be an infinite loop, you would think. Through the many dead worlds, he sees his parents and Jermaine, and then New Death comes in and destroys it. Finn's at the end of his rope, probably wishing he was dead. Again. And bam, Jake appears from the 50th.
Le Jake. He just called this guy. Hold on. It's me, Le Jake. I'm coming out the sky, Le Jake. Like, bro, Jake is so fucking cool, bro.
He doesn't know that he's Jake and doesn't know who Finn is because once you're in the 50th, you don't need that anymore. But Finn quickly snaps him too. And the brothers are back again, and going after the Lich. Him pulling Jake out of the dead world seemed a little far-fetched, but we had to move the plot on, it's whatever. New Death destroys the 50th Dead World, along with most of the others, and all the souls have come cascading down to the first Dead World. Now everyone's stuck there. Paranormal style, they contact their good friend PB. Not PB, but Pet Butt, now Princess of the Candy Kingdom, and fully grown since we last saw him. He's also a dark wizard, again. They ask for his help in exchange for Finn's bones, which he already had. He sends them to New Death's mother, Life. New Death has turned off her kiln, preventing her from reincarnating souls. She's like, you know what, time for him to die. And she gives them the kiss of death.
Time for him to die. Fire.
A stick.
Yeah, she really did help out, bro. She really, like, she literally made this thing. This weapon right here is the most powerful weapon they've ever used against anybody.
What that is? It's not filicide. It's assisted filicide. Alright. Tiffany, redeeming himself one final time, actually saved Joshua, Margaret, and Jermaine, and teams up with F and J to stake New Death. Mr. Fox has been butlering for him, bringing him heart-stopping amounts of energy drinks. Human and dog fight him, but he's possessed by the Lich. By becoming Death and destroying the Dead Worlds and stopping Life's kiln, he's going to let nature take its course. Good in theory, until you have people like PB, Marceline, and the Ice Thing, who are never going...
Man, the Lich is really the most evilest guy. That's the worst guy.
Die naturally. It's like I'm listening to The Weeknd, because here we go again. And Finn and Jake fight the Lich. Whoever kills New Death/Lich will become New Death, just like New Death did upon his patricidal act, and neither Finn or Jake want to. So Mr. Fox accidentally does, becoming New Death. The Lich hand still...
And that is the coolest outcome ever.
assists, but Jake just punts that sucker, not killing him, because you can't. Not a hard concept to follow. Everything is rebuilt and restored, and everything proceeds as it should. Finn and Jake learn Joshua, Margaret, and Jermaine are alive, and now raising Tiffany to be a better person. Even though it doesn't really matter, because he's dead. Finn and Jake choose to reincarnate.
Right.
Thus
That makes a lot of sense.
their adventures forever. However, since Catalyst comets can't actually die, I don't think Finn should have entered the land of the dead to begin with, but rather should have went straight to life. But ignore that. A millennium has passed.
That makes me think a lot about just how life is. Like, I think we just come here to have fun, and then when we die, we have everything we want. We're all of our past lives and shit. You know, we're just like in creative mode. And then we just come back here when we want to go back to survival. It's funny because Minecraft literally shows us that, like, survival, creative. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And everyone we knew is dead, besides very few. It's unknown if PB and Marcy are alive. The Candy Kingdom, now even more massive is fully abandoned, and the Great Prize Ball Guardian roams and meanders around. It's an even bigger Gumball Guardian, and inside are those little prizes from the quarter machines. But instead of toys, candy people live in the capsules. The Ice Thing still rules the Ice Kingdom, but is like a giant beard bird thing. The Lich is still alive. Well, I mean, Sweet Pea is, at least.
What the
now
fuck?
A warrior, brandishing Finn's night sword. Lemon Hope is alive and returns to the earldom like he pledged, but it's abandoned. He sleeps in his perfectly pristine room. Choose Goose is still long dead, but now there's Pawn Swan. Patient Saint
what
Pim
the
is
fuck is that?
frozen.
Like an advanced Choose Goose.
And the King of Ooh is still alive. Not that one. The new one. BMO has become the King of Ooh. It might just be an honorary term. He lives atop a mountain. Two new characters go to see him, Shermie and Beth. Like all visitors, BMO sits them down in his house filled with knickknacks from throughout the show, and he tells them various stories of old. They found Finn's old robo arm he lost to Golb's chompers, and BMO tells them of the Great Gum War. After this, they climb the tree Fern grew into, they unsheath the Finn sword from the branch, and now own it, right? Finders keepers. Beth is a descendant of the dog rainicorn shapeshifter species Jake and Lady started. Their mixed breed now dominates Ooh due to their rapid aging and reproduction rate. They built the Pup Kingdom, and following that was major scientific and space advancements. Charlie's son, so Jake's grandson, Gibbon, rules the kingdom. And not so nicely. He supposedly once had a power called Pee-Pee, but it was somehow stolen. Poor Gibbon's Pee-Pee was taken from him. He is still alive.
Pee-Pee. I wonder what this nigga's story is.
1,000 years later because he took one of the gems from Evergreen's crown and replaced his own eye with it. Apparently, Gibbon also learned to take powers from other pups. Beth was once Princess Bettany Burrito Jackson IV and flees her kingdom to avoid her powers being stripped. She is pup number 38,000. So there's been just a little bit more than
A lot of babies
Shermie
were
and
born,
Beth are
nigga.
renegades of the
Dumb babies. Stupid amount of babies.
and live in Marcy's old cave house. And the only instance of rebelling shown thus far is a graffiti attack on the kingdom. Shortly after this, Shermie begins to act funky. 1,000 years ago, Simon's mind was forced from his mind, and Golbetti placed it in Shermie's body. Beth believes Shermie's just playing a character when acting like Simon. Simon, trying to figure out where he is and why this is happening, needs to find information about this world's crown, even though this is still his world. He wasn't informed of that. They find Casper and Nova, a holographic choose-your-own-adventure book. Simon realizes his pursuits hog the relationship and concludes she sacrificed everything, reverting Shermie back to his body and Simon back to his. Another character in this time is Cuber, an alien that lives on a ship with his sister Tuber. He talks to the audience and shows them...
I hate this nigga. Like, this nigga is the most boring piece of shit. I've never liked his episodes.
Periods of time preserved in little pyramid pods. The Grable stories consist of characters from Ooh, like Finn, Jake, and the Ice King. Cuber accidentally kills the bride in a pup space wedding, and so he escaped pods down to Earth, much less colorful now. He uses the Grables to try and escape, like watching a Grable about Finn and Jake burying a materializing wand and now digging it up 1,000 years later to assist his escape. He gets stuck in a prize ball guardian, which ultimately leads to him getting back on his ship and fleeing. I'm going to talk about some comics. There isn't a specific time period, and it's not really...
I'm hype as fuck for these comics. I don't know what he's about to tell us, but I'm hype.
Big coherent string of events, so I'm interjecting them here because Yes. But first, there was a thing called Adventure Time Fist Bump Cavalcade, a UK exclusive comic collection, which also included a novel. I can't find it anywhere online for free. Online synopses aren't very helpful either because I don't really find any. So I'm just letting you know it exists. Sorry if there's a really crucial story inside. Finn and Phoebe's relationship gets an entire long graphic novel. It just develops, but hey, too bad we're past that. A guy called the Guildmaster comes to Finn and Jake, inviting them to the Heroes Guild of the Manyverse, but they have to go on a little collectathon first. Finn temporarily becomes Princess of the Rock Kingdom and accidentally starts a war with the Candy Kingdom. Finn
What the fuck is going on in this show?
the usurper of the Rad Hat's kingdom, so he becomes Princess Finn. Ice King kidnaps him because he's the hot new princess on the block. Jake tries to reason with the Ice King, like, do you realize that this is not, in fact, a woman? Once Finn is captured, Ice King specifically talks about turn-ons. Ice King is getting a little problematic there. The other princesses rescue Finn. And
The fuck? This nigga was trying to fuck Finn, bro.
apparently Ice King says no to nothing. He said no to PB when she was de-aged, but Finn's okay. The hat thing, Klosh comes in, defeats Finn,
Wild.
but she faked his defeat. Klosh takes back the crown.
This nigga fucking... Bro, come on, Ice King. Bro, Ice King. You knocking on the door to EDP right now. You about to be EDP. Come on, bro. You gotta do better than that. You gotta do better than that.
his princess status. Finn's backpack becomes sentient from magic rain or whatever, and the backpack starts to overshadow Finn, so Finn knocks it unsentient. He killed his backpack.
What the fuck?
There's a one-page story about Finn inside Jake. Wait, that wasn't even
Pause.
on purpose. He checks to see what Jake was eating. Finn fights a diamond monster, but not physically, by seeing who can stay awake the longest. Finn and Canyon go to an ancestral spring. There is no context here. It's very confusing. Finn and Jake offend the easily angered mean glob monsters. They awaken the supreme lord of Yuck. They go back to the Goblin Kingdom, but only to watch a thumb wrestling competition. They fight Ninja Pete and Master Foot Power, but Power's abbreviated. I don't understand. They also deal with some imposters that tarnish their good names. Let me just show you how stupid some of these side quests are. Finn and Jake are in a desert looking for a sword. They ask an armadillo for directions to the sword, but Jake questions how honest it was. So when they get to this guy, they get his sword, believed to be the one they were looking for, but nope, it was plastic. The armadillo maybe lied, end of story. There's no conclusion. There's no even, like, big joke.
Yeah, they have episodes called, like, short runs, and they do that a lot. Like, it's just, like, a bunch of short, dumb side quests.
100 of these. Biggest waste of like 5 hours. They find a portal kind of thing to like a higher existence or a different plane. Beats me what it is, but we see Pendleton Ward, the creator of the show, animating them. It gets kind of weird like that, and I don't think I'm qualified to explain. I don't actually really think it's as deep as
Nah, that's cool.
they portray it as. I don't really know if there's a deeper meaning. Finn and Jake find the forgetting tree, it makes you forget. Finn and Jake find the forgetting tree, it makes you forget. Finn and Jake find the forgetting tree.
Okay, I get the joke. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get. Okay, I'm sorry.
Makes you forget. Finn and Jake find the forgetting tree, it makes you forget. We see a tree where Jake carved his
Nah, that's funny.
name in a heart with someone or something named Flanda, but he says he doesn't want to talk about it, leaving us without an answer. I don't recall Flanda ever being mentioned. I cannot find a single thing about it. Jake plays poker. Maybe, I don't know what game that is. But he wins the title of Lord of the Giants. Why didn't they do Card Wars, though? Ice King gives up on trying for princesses, so he goes for Marceline, the vampire queen. That's kind of, your daughter. Ice King
Yeah, you can't do that, bro. He did that in the show too, though.
yaps about some hoarding story to an ice child in his kingdom. Orphan ice prince Timothy. Timothy is in a bed with two other asleep, look to be twins. Ice King maybe created these guys, I'm not sure, but this creates more questions than answers. Ice King starts a false war between grape jelly-filled princess and strawberry jelly-filled princess. Ice King looks at a huge roster of possible kidnappable princesses, which just like...
This nigga is always doing bicycle princess, olive princess, painting princess, agent princess, snake princess, math princess, okay princess, magic head princess, birds princess, oh my god, neon princess, half princess, double princess, deconstructed princess, clock princess, rhyming princess, tiny prince, rhyming princess probably a dope bitch, clean princess, antler princess, origami princess, mole princess, engineer princess, engineer princess, engineer princess, ceiling princess, screaming princess, panda princess. I would hate screaming princess.
How are there so many kingdoms in like a relatively small area? But he ends up getting spied on by Agent Princess. Ice King also goes on a big journey to fight Dark Magistar Templi Marble. Hey, I think whoever created these names might need to get fired. Gunter has a machine that turns people into clothes. It makes a living person into a wearable piece of clothing.
That's scary.
He meets some candlestick people in the stomach of a fish. He rescues them, and then he uses it on them. He also uses it on a deer princess. Ice King even thinks it's too evil. Hunson eats Gunter, and Gunter tries to escape. So Hunson eats his own stomach, turning himself inside out. I think that's what they were trying to convey. I don't know. PB has tons of...
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Stolen from Yo-Ho Yahar pirates. So Marcy and Bimo pirate back them doubloons. PB has a scientific rival, Dr. Broccoli. I only wanted to mention him because...
Oh yeah, Gunther is way too evil to be eaten by Hunson Abadir. Like, I remember Hunson Abadir was trying to eat that nigga one time. And that nigga literally said... What did he say? He was like, give me your soul, evil one. And then he just slapped the fuck out of Hunson Abadir.
A lot of Broccoli characters in other videos, so add this one to the list. PB has cavities, somehow. Didn't know that was possible. She eats candy, though. I feel like that should be just a little problematic. PB briefly joined Marcy's band, the Scream Queens. Marcy joins a motorcycle gang. All of her unfinished songs become ghosts. Not ghosts of people, but they're music ghosts. She also accidentally leaves the Abadir axe in the Nightosphere, and she has to retrieve it, forced to face her father again. LSP, Embryo Princess,
Awkward!
Princess, Muscle Princess,
Awkward!
Princess and Skeleton Princess have a long adventure together. Man, if only it was super interesting to talk about. I guess it's too bad. They grant Hot Dog Princess any wish she wants for her birthday, and she wants Bun back. I guess her bun that died.
I'm sorry, y'all. I can't watch this anymore. I'm getting bored. What is this? Oh, fuck it. Let's finish it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it.
And exchanges his candy layers for Bun's life. Excited to behold...
What? That's crazy, man. Oh my god.
And so now she feels bad that Pet Butt is only a skeleton. But he reassures her that it will grow back. Excuse me? I didn't that you read wrong. Candy people just can regrow. Some other just random princesses they introduce are the Pumpkin Princess. Tree Trunks teamed up with her to scare Finn and Jake. There's a Ninja Princess. There's a Forgotten Princess, ruler of the Forgotten Kingdom where everything forgotten goes.
Wow.
If someone, though, went to that kingdom, would the stuff really be forgotten anymore because then it's getting recognition? And there's Night Night Princess. She gives Finn and Jake the Dream Harp. They're able to see into people's dreams with it. They see Pet Butts.
This would have been a really good episode.
Which is all evil and demonic. They look at Manfred's. It surprisingly has nothing to do with Lolly. I mean, probably because I think that comic was written before the episode, but whatever. And finally, they try it on the Cosmic Owl. And he dreams of James Baxter. I haven't gone
Yo, that is the coolest thing ever.
for him yet, but that like implies something crazy. I don't know what, but it has to mean something. And tons of background characters get little stories. Albeit useless, you gotta love it. Especially when Cinnamon Bun feeds everyone at a party his cider. Actually not cider, just his armpit sweat. That for some reason was a familiar taste for Finn. They don't go further on that. Cinnamon Bun also apparently guards an entity named Klepto the Nether Beast, who looks to be trapped inside the Candy Kingdom, the very thing he promises to destroy. I love that they just introduce this random stuff and they don't go further with it. Party guy
That's pretty cool. I like that storyline. That's a cool side storyline.
gets a little spotlight, not much at all actually, but he needs help burning a CD. How does he use a mouse? The tree witch that tried to reverse eat Jake gets a main role in the election rematch in Candy Kingdom. I don't really know how canon that story is, so caution is what side you should err on. LSP and Tree Trunks go on a very long treasure hunt in the Badlands. Party Pat has a whole story about how he makes
That sounds like a awkward ass episode.
awesome dip.
I wouldn't watch it personally.
Susan Strong meets Billy and he teaches her the true meaning.
Billy! I love this. I would have watched this episode 300 times.
bravery after she punched him in the face. It's also revealed Billy is friends with the ancient psychic tandem War Elephant. It's shown that this Billy and Elephant adventure is in a storybook that Joshua is reading to baby Finn and Jake.
Wow.
So this could explain why Finn and Jake know of the elephant's existence in the first place. Lemon Grab 1 and 2 have a nice beach day. Never mind, that's not important. Turns out
That would have been a really fun episode.
Ash is sentient and leaves his face. The art style is creepy, worse than Ricardio, I'd say. It's cool, but I didn't really need to have an image of Stashless Starchy. There's all kinds of kingdoms introduced. One that's pretty cool is the Grocery Kingdom. There's this little goober named Chef, spelled S-H-E-F-F. He listens to Finn and Jake inside the treehouse, thinking it's actually just the treehouse speaking to him. Finn and Jake talk about the nastiest foods possible, and Chef actually makes these, and people enjoy them. Yummy dog fart salad. Abracadaniel combines Finn and a candy hermit crab named Joe into Foe. The Duke of Nuts accepts Shelby into his kingdom for Shelby's art talents. A candy person and a pink, potentially candy elephant hike around, and I don't know who these guys are. It gets existential. The elephant mentions God.
I don't know what's going on anymore, y'all. I'm literally like, I'm losing my mind right now.
Not Glob. I don't get it, but they aren't supposed to have God. It's supposed to be Glob. I guess that's what happens with guest writers. A legendary Ooh soothsayer comes to PB for help. There are just so many randos they get to introduce. TV journeys for the ultimate snack. It's an apple that holds the answers to the universe, quote unquote, guarded by a red ape. It's also a fruit, so TV doesn't want it. Charlie is sad. The tarot cards are predicting bad
What the fuck, TV?
So it bums her out. Jake cheers her up though. Why did I even bring that up? Sybil almost dies, but her and Banana Man make it to the pool party that's also attended by Death. Death and Sybil have a special relationship. I suppose they're good friends, and Death says Sybil always makes him laugh. He says he will
What the
always
fuck?
make her his +1 at pool parties. It alludes to some, like, deeper relationship. I would have loved for that to go a little deeper. Normal Man and Tiny Manticore help Finn and Jake fight Don John. Just sort of a weird combination, but...
That would have been a great
Finn
episode.
and Jake go missing, so Pet Butt and CB go on a big 6-issue investigation to find them. We briefly see some of Lemon Hope's journey in a Wild West town. Science Cat and Shark are abused by just about everyone in Ooh when they're just heads on the ground waiting for regeneration. Manfred, Magic Man,
What the
Force
hell?
Wizard, King Worm, Cinnamon Bun,
Oh my
Jake,
God.
World Witch, Drop Ball Ghost, Tiffany, Meow, Tree Trunks, Lich Bear, maybe that's Breezely, Ricardio, Gunter's Cat Child, Jake and Lady, the Lich Snail, Choose Goose, Donnie, the Loveless Slug. Those poor Science Cat and Shark, they are just battered. There's a sentient magic pencil. He's incredibly freaky. Speaking of, some of the comics have hyper-realistic, unsettling drawings. Specifically, here's Billy, Lich, Finn, and Jake. Gnarly art, but to me it's sort of weird seeing them drawn like this, especially because it's not fan art. They really had some
I would have hated reading, like, watching that as a show. Alright, y'all. I'm going to end this off because I have something to do with this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. It's been Runaway Elijah. I'm out this bitch. I get that bread, yeah.